So as you're hiking through here, as you can see, you can't, if somebody's hiding over there, you'd never know until you were shot. It doesn't offer very much. I'm squat down as much as I really can without just being on my knees or laying prone. And I'm in the highest part of this whole thing. It does not offer very much at all in protection. But I do know that they didn't take any scalps from this location.
I'm right next to you.
No? It just said Rich. Rich Mudge. How are you doing, my friend? My name is Jay. I literally will put it on the screen for you guys right now, but I literally stopped the camera, pulled up my phone real quick to look it up, and sure enough,
My voice is heard.
Your voice is heard, sir. Were you surprised the ambush worked that well? Yeah. Welcome back, my friends. Today we are at a location that the events that took place here literally started a war. This is the Dade battlefield. We're going to get into the history of this location, start investigating. My name's Jay. This is The Journey. Smash that thumbs up. Let's get into some history. Seminoles were not the original natives in Florida, but were a diverse band of Muscogee-speaking people forced south by intertribal pressures and European colonization of North America. Before the Seminole Wars, they were described as a happy people, perfectly adjusted to their environment and on the verge of prosperity with great numbers of cattle, horses, and slaves. However, conflicts between the American settlers and Seminoles over ownership of cattle and slaves contributed to the first of the Seminole Wars. In 1818, Andrew Jackson violated the Spanish Treaty of Florida in an effort to control the Seminoles. This invasion, claimed in self-defense against a savage foe, developed into a determined project by Jackson to take Florida from Spain. Florida territory was eventually transferred from Spain to the United States in 1821 after years of negotiating. At that time, around 5,000 natives lived in Florida. Uncertainty of their status within the United States became unbearable for the Seminoles, and was reason for several trips to Florida's then capital of St. Augustine to inquire about their rights as residents of a U.S. territory. As a result, a reservation was created for the Seminoles through the Moultrie Creek Treaty. However, it failed to end the friction between the settlers and the Seminoles. Due to severe droughts and food shortages, the Seminoles began to leave the reservations in search of food. Additionally, runaway slaves living within the Seminoles created more disputes. The result of these conflicts led settlers to petition President Washington for removal of all natives from Florida. Spring of 1835, the federal government began sending troops and native ambassadors to effect the removal of the Seminoles. One of these Indian agents, as they were called, Agent Wiley Thompson, concluded only force would induce the Seminoles to move. As the year progressed, unrest and violence escalated, and the stage was set for direct conflict. December 23rd, 1835. Major Dade leaves Fort Brooke, modern-day Tampa, with other officers and regiments of 110 men, heading north to Fort King, modern-day Ocala, to help reinforce the troops already stationed at Fort King. They traveled a 20-foot wide, 100-mile-long cleared path known as Fort King Road. December 28, 1835. Major Dade leads his company out of the swamps into the pine lands and oak hammocks. He recalls his scouts to make better time as he believes any attack attempts will come near river crossings. The soldiers, unaware they had been tracked for 5 days, were walking right into an ambush most of them would never walk away from. Seminole chiefs Osceola, Micanopy, Jumper, and Alligator had made the plans, and all but Chief Osceola were there, waiting in the palmettos with 180 Seminole warriors. Chief Micanopy fires the first shot, killing Major Dade instantly. Then the other Seminoles open fire from their hidden locations. The first volley kills or wounds more than half of the soldiers. The Seminoles soon withdrew, to later return and kill the remaining soldiers while they were building a makeshift breastworks of pine logs, which offered little protection and made it easy for the Seminoles to finish off the remaining soldiers. Only 3 of the 110 soldiers survived, and only 2 of them made it back to Fort Brooke to tell of the tragedy. Only 3 Seminole warriors were lost during this ambush. 45 days later, 105 military men still laid in the positions in which they fell as General Gaines and his company of 1,100 men arrive on scene. Today, those men are buried in the St. Augustine Military Cemetery. The Seminoles would celebrate the battle as a major victory, but it would become the beginning of a long, hopeless war they could never win. The war lasted almost 7 years, cost the lives of 1,500 American soldiers, volunteers, and unknown numbers of Seminoles. Most who were left were relocated to present-day Oklahoma, but around 300 Seminoles remained in Florida's wilderness. As they began to repopulate Florida, the U.S. government set aside lands for them. With no other help, the Seminole tribe developed this land, and in 1957, the U.S. government finally acknowledged the Seminoles as a federally organized tribe. The original Fort King Road would have been very similar to this, only 20 foot wide, but it was cleared of all trees, palmettos, and other debris so that you could have a clear pathway. So you can imagine you have 110 soldiers marching down Fort King Road here, and they've actually been stalked for 5 days as they've marched from Tampa to Fort King by the Seminoles. And they picked this location for whatever reason to finally attack. So as you're hiking through here, as you can see, you can't, if somebody's hiding over there, you'd never know until you were shot. And I'm standing here now and I'm looking, and this isn't going to give you much cover at all for 110 people. Like, they never really stood a chance when they got ambushed like that. So, I mean, as you guys know, when I tell history, I'm just telling you the history. I'm not on one side or the other of history. I'm just telling you the facts. If you want to add stuff into it, that's on you. As far as I'm concerned, this is just how things happened. And both sides I can understand. So I'm not on anybody's side. I mean, as you can see, this doesn't offer very much. I'm squat down as much as I really can without just being on my knees or laying prone. And I'm in the highest part of this whole thing. It does not offer very much at all in protection. Now, I mean, obviously, if you were laid down in here, you might be able to have some protection, but there's still going to be spaces where they're firing little musket balls at you. I can't even imagine what that was like. I wish I could come back here at night, but with it being a state park, they close at sunset and you can't come back. So we're going to do what investigation we can during the day. Luckily, It's pretty quiet around here. There's not many people, so we should be able to get some good investigating in. So the obvious device I want to use around this location is called Spirit Talker. You can download this in any of the app stores to try it for yourself. It seems to be pretty reliable and on point with the answers that we get. If you saw my last video and wondered where the name Aldous came from, it came from Spirit Talker. And then 2 months later, when I go back, I use the name that I got with Spirit Talker, and I get those K2 readings proving someone there identifies as Aldous. I don't know how else to say how realistic this actually is. But we are going to run the Obulus here and see what responses we get, and then I figured we'll run the Necrophonic over by where the lieutenant and those guys all fell. Is there anyone here that would like to share their experience with us?
Leave.
Leave? Why do you want me to leave? My name is Jay. Will you tell me your name? It makes me wonder if they want me to leave because I'm not taking a side on either side of this. Honestly, I'm not taking either side of this. I'm a neutral party, just trying to get answers and see what it was like to be in this situation. Can't breathe? Did you get shot? Were you shot in the lungs?
Badly.
Badly? You guys never really stood a chance here, did you? Are you still in pain? Now I will say too, even though those men died here, their bodies were moved to St. Augustine and they were actually buried up in St. Augustine. So eventually I'd like to make it to St. Augustine and visit that memorial there where they actually are buried and see if I can't talk more with them.
Peter.
Hi, Peter. Like I said, my name is Jay, Peter. I don't mean any harm to you guys. I don't mean any disrespect to you guys. I'm just here to talk with you about what happened here. I didn't know this at the time, but checking the names of the fallen men, I found the name Peter Thomas, Company B, 4th Infantry. Peter Thomas was the only Peter of the 105 fallen soldiers. Was it truly him trying to reach out? Peter, can you tell me were you a private? Were you a colonel? Lieutenant? Little baby owls back in the, came out of the tree onto the ground there. There's 2 little baby owls, I think. They're big enough they could be, if they're babies.
Someone's coming.
Someone's coming? Who's coming?
Blame.
Blame? You want me to blame somebody for this? I mean, they did ambush you, which is kind of not cool.
I like the dark.
You like the dark? Does that mean that you're better on the other side? Better off on the other side? Or do you... I can't come back at night. You do understand that you guys were kind of taking land from them, which kind of provokes people to do stuff like they did. You do understand that, right?
No, I can't.
No, you can't. No, you can't understand why they did that? If someone came and took your property, you don't think you would do what they did? I know you personally didn't take it, so it wasn't that nice to do it to you guys, but you represented the people that did. One other important note that I wanted to make was that even though the Seminoles killed the 105 men and they came back over once they thought everybody was dead and made sure they put everybody that was suffering, they put out of their misery. But they didn't take any scalps, which I'm not sure exactly why, but I do know that they didn't take any scalps from this location.
I'm right next to you.
Is that Peter that's still standing here? I'm going to let the obulus run a little bit more as we make our way towards where the officers are. Some interesting responses back there, though. Thank you for talking to me, Peter.
Altar.
Altar? Is this an altar to the fallen?
Watched.
Watched? Yeah, you were being watched. Now that's kind of crazy because I was just standing here reading this, and this basically talks about how they stealthily observed the march of Dade's column. This is sort of like a plaque or an altar, and then it said watched, and that's what that's talking about, is that they had been watched. That's pretty interesting responses. So the first of the officers that we come to is Lieutenant Mudge. Lieutenant Mudge fell here.
I've missed talking.
You've missed talking? Well, I'm glad I could talk to you. Thank you for talking to me.
Rich.
Hi, Rich. Okay. I'm sorry. I had to put the phone down instantly because I did not know Mr. Mudge's first name. It just said Rich. Rich Mudge. How are you doing, my friend? My name is Jay. I literally will put it on the screen for you guys right now, but I literally stopped the camera, pulled up my phone real quick to look it up, and sure enough,
My voice is heard.
Your voice is heard, sir. That is incredible. That is mind-blowing. There's no way this should know what his name is. Like, I don't know. I don't know how to explain that. Rich, is there anything you would like to tell me? Would you rather me call you Lieutenant? What would you like to talk about, Rich? Are you just happy you weren't forgotten?
Illegal.
Illegal? Were you saying the ambush that killed you was illegal? I'm still really in awe of the fact that those answers that I got when I came over here. And his name is actually Rich, and I got Rich. That's awesome. That is so awesome. I'm so glad I could make your voice heard, sir. This is the spot where Captain Fraser fell. And here standing behind me is where Major Dade fell and why this is known as Dade Battlefield. But I want to run the necrophonic here for a few minutes and see if I can talk to Major Dade and get his take on the whole thing. Major, are you here with me? Hi, Major. My name is Jay. I just came to speak with you on your take of what happened. Can you share your version of what happened? Did you have any idea that you were being followed? No? I spoke with Lieutenant Rich. Yes? How many times had you made the trek to Fort King before? Eight? This... Is there anything that you'd like to put in that hasn't been shared already? Do you remember how many were under your leadership? Are you at peace now? Did the natives that attacked you come from Okeehumpkee? That's it? I appreciate you talking to me. Well, I hope you rest in peace. Goodbye, Major. Alright, my friends, this has been a very interesting explore today. Really wish I could come back here at night and do some more investigating, but instead we will be going to the Seminole village of Okeehumpkee, which is where this attack would have been planned and then carried out from. So, like I said, there's a couple of houses that are built on the land that village used to be on, and one weird thing that will probably happen is there will be a very weird clicking noise in my video tonight. Now, I'm going out on a limb and saying that because every time I've tried to go to these 2-3 locations, there's been a very weird noise that shows up on my camera, and it doesn't show up anywhere else. So it'll be a very interesting experiment to film during the day as much as I have today and not have that noise. And then when I go to this place tonight, I'm sorry, I won't go anywhere near you. I'm gonna go this way before I get attacked by a hawk. But yeah, so if that noise shows up tonight, that'll be very interesting. But I will see you in a few seconds. For me, it'll be a few hours. Much love. All right, my friends, it's been a blink of an eye for you, and it's nighttime now. But it has actually been 3 days since I've been here. One eye vessel busted in my eye there. Never had that happen before. Don't know how it happened. The first night that I tried to come up here, the AC went out at the house. So I spent almost 3 hours messing with it, trying to figure out what was wrong with it. And I never actually made it up here. So I finally made it up here. And when I was getting out of the car, Oddly enough, a police officer drove by and wanted to know what I was doing, and I told him I was just shooting a video, and he wanted to make sure I wasn't going to be going in the house. So I'm not going to go in the house tonight, but we have caught so much evidence here before that I have more than enough stuff to show you from those other visits, as well as, like I said, Honeybee Hollow is another one of the houses that's all on this land here that used to be the Seminoles' capital village, basically. This is where all the decisions were made and everything. Now, earlier on in that other daytime part at the Dade Massacre video, I asked if the people that did this came from Okeehumpkee, and I'm almost positive I heard yes. This land here is Okeehumpkee. Now, if you look on a map, what you'll find is that Okeehumpkee doesn't exist. You will find something called Okeehumpkee with an A instead of an EE at the end. And that town is actually almost 20 miles south of here. That's the interesting part, is the native village used to be here. But whatever happened after the Dade Massacre, and there was also another big fight that happened over in the Lake Panasoffkee area called Clinch's battle. But whatever happened in those battles, and then here, all it says is the town went away, and they actually changed the name to the English version, which is Okeehumpkee, and moved it down over there. Now, the house that was back here was built in 1925. It's had numerous, like 20s, 30s worth of people that have tried to live in this house and couldn't live in this house. We have caught some amazing activity. So I'm going to show you a bunch of little montage of all the stuff we caught, and then we'll do just a real short necrophonic session here tonight, simply because I'm not sure if that clicking noise is showing up or not, but it does have a habit of showing up here. So let's take a look at those clips, and then we'll do a necrophonic session real quick. Who do I hear walking around? Him? Am I safe in this house? There's nothing bad in this house. What was that? I've tried to come up with excuses and reasons, and none of it really makes any sense. But I did want to show you real quick. I took this 59 minutes of static cam and I sped it up so that it was only 59 seconds. And it really accentuates how much this camera is moving around. It sat for about 14 minutes and then it just starts moving. So let me show you this sped up version of what you're about to watch so you can get an idea of how much this camera is actually moving. That's freaking crazy, isn't it? We can have a real conversation, or try to anyway.
I'm guilty.
What are you guilty of? What are you guilty of? Man. Alright, we're gonna turn. Alright, so there's no reason for it to be blurry right now. There we go. Red?
Shooting.
You shot somebody? You're guilty of shooting somebody? Man, that is so weird how it keeps getting freaking blurry.
Tell.
You want me to tell someone that you shot somebody? Can you light that up green if you need me to tell somebody you shot somebody? I'm gonna turn the necrophonic on. Yes? Thank you for lighting that up green. Is there anything attached to this doll? This Furby thing? There is?
That's why we brought those light balls, so that you could play and get some energy. They're here for you.
Look at that. As soon as she says it.
That's really cool, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, have fun.
Can you set the ones off that are over by that doll in the garage? Can you come back and make this one go off now?
Bored.
Thank you.
Look.
What the heck, yo?
Thank you.
Wow.
Yeah, he has nothing electronical on him.
No, this measures EMF.
Electronical.
And we tried it. And look,
Electronical.
as it's going off.
It kind of went dead. I mean, it's still flipping, but not like it was. But then you turn and you walk out here. This corner right here is where it was going ballistic that one night. And then I came over and I caught a figure on the SLS. That's weird to me.
It's almost the same exact thing at this house, and like I said, this house is less than a mile away. So it really has us wondering and starting to think that maybe it's not the houses themselves in this area that are haunted, but the area itself. Obviously, Florida has a very long, bloody, bad history, so there's a lot of things that could have happened there in the past that we don't know about, and that could cause the hauntings that are going on, because obviously to be able to affect the audio like it was, I swear that just went off a little bit. Are you in this room? Guys, I just got the biggest chills.
Anomaly.
Anomaly?
Anomaly.
Anomaly?
Because we just got Amanda tonight on the Spirit Talker.
Yep.
Hello. We're very pleased to meet you.
So I wanted to warn you guys ahead of time that the audio issues of that clicking noise is back. However, this time it doesn't come and go. It's the entire video. A lot of people have tried to figure it out. A lot of people have said that it's just a technical issue. But the one problem I have with that is the fact that it continuously happens at one of these 4 houses, but doesn't happen at other places. Every time we go to this place, or Honeybee, or Holy Family, or Vine House, there's that clicking noise in my videos. And just the other night, actually, when Marion and Taylor and her son Ben all went out with me, we went to Honeybee first. That clicking noise is in the video, which I can show you here.
Oh, like the real kind, not the J kind.
And about 20 minutes later, we were at the House of Mirrors, and that clicking noise did not show up for the entire hour and a half that I was filming. It was built in 1900. So
There you go, more than 100 years old.
120 or like that?
Wow. His light flashes.
What?
I don't know, mine goes too when I turn it on.
Wow. This is incredible.
Oh,
That's like a bad habit.
I think it's so
So if it was a technical issue, it seems like it should have showed up at the second location as well, but it didn't. So it's really confusing to me. I'm gonna turn this light down. Oh, my light fell. That's weird. That shouldn't happen. It was set just like that. How the heck would it end up here? That's weird. Because I was thinking about going out there to the car, but now that it's like it is,
Yeah, it's a long walk and a struggle for me. You want to use anything now?
no. It's really quiet in here, actually.
It does. So they just put it down on the camera. Alright, I'll just go outside, and when I get with Robert, I just stayed out by the little shed. Oh, that cat was going. Cat was all going up, look. That one was going up, that one was going up. That's so quiet.
Hello?
Hi. Oh, cat was.
Hi.
Alright, I was.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Did you like that fireplace? Sure. Thank you. How long have you been here? A long time? Were you here before the house?
Whatever is here, did you live on Earth? Were you human? How long have you been here? A long time?
So honestly, one of the only things that's left that even lets you know a town used to be here is the old railroad tracks are still in the ground here. And those run straight through here. Now the house actually sits back in the woods here, but like I said, we're not going to go back in there tonight. I figure it's the land that's the haunted part, because these houses are extremely haunted and nothing like super crazy that anybody's been able to find happened here. So it's got to be the land. We've gotten all sorts of indicators too that this land is cursed. The land's protected by 6 dark entities. A lot of interesting stuff having to do with that. But my biggest thing is, I know that most Seminoles spoke, I believe, Muscowee or Creek, and forgive me if they're the same thing, and I think it actually might be Muscowee Creek, but I think that that's what most of them spoke that as their native tongue was, like sort of a Creek language. So I'm not sure, but I'm hoping that they can speak English well enough to be able to understand questions and maybe answer questions. So we'll see what we get. But I figure right here is a good enough spot. If there's anyone here from the Seminole village, Okeehumpkee, I would love to talk to you. My name is Jay. Is Osceola here tonight? Yes? Hi, Chief Osceola. Is Chief Micanopy here with us tonight? No? So we have Chief Osceola, no Chief Micanopy. What about Chief Jumper or Chief Alligator? They're here? I assume you all can understand English? Yes. How many people lived in your village here? Hard to say. Are you still protecting this land? Whose idea was it for the ambush at Fort Dade? Were you surprised the ambush worked that well? Yeah. Alright, my friends, it sounded like I was talking to Chief Osceola, Chief Jumper, and Chief Alligator. Chief Micanopy apparently wasn't here, I think is what it said. For those of you who don't know, there's a ton of stuff in Florida that actually is named after people that were involved in that massacre, including there's an Osceola County named after Chief Osceola. There's a town named Micanopy, which is actually where that haunted hoarder dollhouse that I went to a long time ago, that's in Micanopy. And then there's Jumper Creek, which is a preserve that's over by Lake Panasoffkee, which is another Seminole word. And like I've said in the past, the Withlacoochee River is a Seminole word for Crooked River. And then Major Dade, who was the first person to fall at that battle, there's Dade County named after. So a lot of interesting history comes out of just that one battle. But I can't wait to listen to this necrophonic back and see what I could hear from that. There's just so much information that's packed into this video and into this, just this one like situation and event, that it's just craziness. I'm trying to remember everything. There's some stuff that I think I'm forgetting, but I do want to know, as I'm getting out here to my car, I don't know how many of you will remember this. It's been not exactly 2 years. It's been over a year, maybe about a year and a half now since I went to this location. And this location is actually called, I think we called it the Presley Place. Miss Evelina was an older lady that had passed away in that house. And I just noticed the other day, if you see those lights through the cow pasture there, that's that house. Somebody actually moved in and is living in that house over there. But that's gonna do it for me tonight. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm sorry it came out super late, but I mean, between the AC dying and we're not gonna have AC till, they said Wednesday, Thursday, Friday of this coming week. So man, Mary and I are dying. It's getting up to 93, 94 during the day, and it's only getting down in the 70s at night. So it's really hard to cool a house off without AC. But it's getting up to like 84, 85 in the house, and you just can't do anything. So All right, my friends, that's going to do it for me. Don't forget to smash that thumbs up on your way out. If you're new or just haven't yet, don't forget to subscribe. Tap that bell to get all notifications. If you want to get some Journey merch, check out the journeyisthedestination.shop for all your Journey merch. A lot of cool things in there. And we will see you on the next Explorer, my friends. Much love.